You know, one of my favorite scriptures has always been, "In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps." And we saw that verse be so true in our own lives as we moved to Ukraine with great intentions. We moved to Ukraine to continue programs to develop for our grads and opportunities, and had big dreams for Ukraine. And then something happened that shook the whole nation and shook our lives, and that was the war in February of 2022. Many of you were extremely supportive, compassionate, and giving in those early days of war with us as we were scrambling to help people escape, evacuate, create a refugee center, and help in any way we could. We were so thankful for the connections that we had with others, and we were positioned to help the ones that we love in Ukraine get to safety and start making sense of their future, meet needs. And we were thrilled to have connected with a man named Sergei Lysak. Sergei is now the Director of Operations for the Glow Mission, and he works tirelessly in Ukraine with great mission in helping to bring hope and healing and helping to rebuild lives of those in Ukraine. With Sergei, we partnered to rebuild Ukraine through putting homes in, and Sergei's team has put in over 200 homes. 60 plus have been ones funded by many of you and through the Glow Mission. These are small homes, mostly for elderly women whose homes were blown up. Their family homes they lived in their whole life, blown up, and we would walk through, as in our trips back to Ukraine, walk through the rubble, walk on top of their crushed china plates, see their personal belongings just decimated by bombs, and they would have no place to live. Some would live in tents, some would live with neighbors, some would live in root cellars. But Sergei had an idea, a God-given idea, to provide a small home for about $4,000 and would put these homes in. So we partnered with Sergei, rallied support, and were able to provide this haven. Now from that, one of my favorite stories about the war is what God can do to produce glory out of the ashes, beauty from ashes, and that's what happened in Ukraine. After 12 homes went in the first city, Hostomel, that stopped the Russian invasion from getting into Kyiv, 12 homes were put in, and Sergei invited the families to a lunch. He shared the gospel, and every single life there, every single person gave their heart to Jesus, and a church was birthed. And now Sergei has literally built a church building, a community gathering for these people who were unchurched before and didn't even relate to each other much. But now they're a family in a church home, and such beautiful stories have been coming out of what the enemy has intended for a defeat of a nation. God has turned to good. So just know that with your support of Glow, we continue to help the war relief effort. We provide water, food, humanitarian aid, housing for a team that does humanitarian aid. Our house that we rented has turned into a humanitarian aid hub where a team lives, and people from all over the world have come to stay there. So as we left, we saw that sometimes God will use you more when you're not there. God did order our steps, and the work continues. You know, we came home and we are just the mouthpieces. We get to be the ones to tell the stories of these amazing people that we know and love, and we've been able to take the resources that you have so generously given and place them in the right hands, in the right field, in the right projects where we know that there's going to be integrity, and it's truly going to develop lives, and we see lives are changing for eternity. So thank you for glowing with us into all the world. Thank you for loving on those that God loves and cares for so much. Thank you for your support, and let's continue to go love others well.